This video is sponsored by the Design Mechanism, the makers of Mythras. Mythras is a registered trademark of the Design Mechanism Inc., used with permission. All rights reserved. Say it now or forever hold your peace. Look, we go live and Mr. Pickles isn't even looking at the camera. It's just like that moment. Oh.
We're going to be like a news crew, and we're all looking away, and then as
that would.
And then we go.
Do you know? I'm going to do that. I'm going to have my chair around the other way and just go. Good evening. As we roll into view, that would be fantastic. That would really be cool. Right, yes, hello everyone, hello and welcome. We're in for a very interesting adventure tonight. Is Ben down the Cove with you? Or not?
Yes, we're all on Ben's back.
You're taking the betting that I'm not going to kill Ben, and so
he has survived very many encounters with death. He is a lucky chap.
He has.
We can't die.
He has.
He's the only one with a swim skill.
Yeah. He actually has. I think he has the spell water breathing. Actually.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah. Which I think is an Amriel only spell that Mr. Bartleby hasn't actually taken yet. Otherwise, he could have saved everyone. Hello.
I just looked at my swim skill and went, wow, 78.
Yeah.
No, that's some stealth.
Yeah. Buddy Box says, good evening to me and you. So say good night, good evening back to her. We left it at a classic place. It was a classic Two Towers or Fellowship of the Ring moment last week, because we left the party in a cave called Dead Man's Cove, very original, and they were investigating seaweed when they suddenly heard drums in the deep, and the sound of rhythmic drums coming from within the corridors of the cavern. So yeah, looking forward to tonight. I'll tell you more about it in a second, but to start off with, I'm going to allow the players an opportunity to say who they are and who they will be playing tonight. And as always, we go to the first person on the list, which is you, Mr. Pickles.
I am Mr. Pickles, and I play Bartleby Fumus, who is our group's Theus. He serves Amriel, the light moon goddess. And through her, he's able to work such miracles as healing, cleansing people of disease or poison, putting limbs back on, sort of. He can stabilize most wounds, I think all wounds, but he can only heal those that are a little less than having your arm lopped off. He also has some fatigue-based miracles and prayers that he can cast to give people energy when they don't have enough energy. Perseverance, for example, to swim all the way through danger without getting tired. Besides the miracles he can work, he's also the team's historian, knows a lot about monsters, doesn't know much about combat, but is very streetwise and is trying to help out the impoverished of our town of Lindowe. With that, I'll pass the microphone on to Captain Kangaroo.
Hey everyone, I'm Captain Kangaroo. Tonight I'll be playing Cyrus Alias. He is the sorcerer of the group, so I'll be the number 2 guy, or really number 1 guy, when it comes to the magic and all that stuff. He very confident personality-wise. I always like to liken him to a very very selfish but very proud magician. Who's also, has his own little vices as well. Very fiery temper, and fire is his number 1 go-to when it comes to eviscerating his enemies. Tonight we'll see if he does anything special, or he probably won't find the chance to, and we all just perish due to his incompetence. We'll find out. But from there, I will pass the mic on to Medevac.
Thank you, sir. Hi, everybody. I'm Medivac, and I play Hazra Khan. He's a member of the Brotherhood, a secretive sect that makes sure that the balance is maintained in the world with nature and whatever wanders through that nature. He's very adept with a spear and a scimitar. Very stealthy as well. He's completely at home in the wilderness. Where he uses his trail signs, his foraging and tracking to help people, or to supply the local innkeeper with meats to eat. He also does not like being in cities, but he does suffer that purely to help his friends, and because that's what it is. And he also needs to take this stuff to the innkeeper. Yeah, pretty much. I'm gonna leave it there for that. I'm gonna pass that on to Mr. Longshanks.
Thank you very much. Blech, can't speak. Thank you very much, Medivac. I'm Longshanks, EPG, and I've already made a hash of this, so I'll keep this short and sweet. I'm playing Hengist. He is a warrior by trade, wears heavy armor, fights with a hand and a half sword, which he also sometimes uses with his shield, although he hasn't for a while, but he can. He's part of the noble house Galot in Lindowe, which is one of the 3 major houses that they each do various things. One's into trade, one's into something that Hengist never really figured out, and then one's into, which he's part of, is into sort of like looking after the town. They provide lots of arms and armor for Count Bastian, who's the leader of Lindowe. They provide all the weaponry for his town guard or city guard. They also give a lot of, they do a lot of repairs, and they're also in charge of a lot of the armory and inventions in the city and that sort of thing. So it's part of them. And he's been wandering around with this lot of lovely adventurers for quite a while now. And we seem to have found ourselves in a sea cave. And Hengist wears heavy iron armor, so he's slowly rusting by the second. And also kind of thinking, this cave is tidal and is completely submerged in a matter of hours. Help. And on that note, I'll pass it on to Inwheels for a better synopsis.
I just thought that Hengist might be like the Tin Man in The Wizard of Oz. He might suddenly go... and just sort of like, and then people have to oil him to sort of like...
He's really trying not to have to think, I'm going to have to cut my armor away and swim, because currently it would be debatable whether Hengist could actually buy the same sort of level of armor again.
That's interesting.
For a while, because we haven't been paid for a job in ages because we keep messing them up. I'm looking at you guys.
Yeah, guys. Shame on you.
And 26.
Nothing to do with Hengist.
We're just discussing in the chat about when Thanksgiving was. 26th of November. That's nice.
That's next year, I'd imagine.
A goose
coming up.
Zaz Squires
is that when you gave some natives some stuff and the land? I was like,
No, we took the land the next day.
Do we want to get into political treaties?
While you're eating that, where's your house?
We raped and pillaged and stole and conquered the next day. But the day prior, we shared a feather or something. I don't know.
Oh, that's lovely. moving swiftly on before we have
Well, strictly speaking, it was the English that did that.
You guys we're British at that point, so come on, guys.
Or is it always the 4th Thursday of November?
Yeah, I think it's officially changed under FDR for some reason.
So it's not actually a date like Christmas
It's
Day.
not official date. That's not like Christmas.
No. You
Just
d-
whatever.
you
That's
just
how we
want
do
to
things.
you just want to try to get more and more stuff into December and November, don't you? Sort of like Thanksgiving,
Pretty
which is
much.
like that's like pre-Christmas, isn't it?
Oh, it's like you
100%.
Yeah.
Because the following day we've made it into a new holiday for us called Black Friday. So we
Commercial
That's where
is
you worship
that's
the
pretty
money
much the
gods.
start of the Christmas season.
Good
That's when
grief.
everyone's trying to make their money before they.
Well, can I just say that we're way ahead of you because we've started Christmas now. We're actually
stores are trying. We
Can I just
refuse
say,
to let them.
Christmas started when the first day of the first month had an in the end of it. So September, the 1st of September is the start of Christmas.
That is so true. That is so true.
When Asda put Christmas things.
I'm actually
No,
going
because that's
to
Easter.
my little
The day after Easter.
my little
That's a little bit
clock
too soon.
behind you has a countdown to Christmas that I'm going to start putting on so we can see because I get so excited. Right, okay then. So the party are sort of like following 3 different threads at the moment. And they're coming to the conclusion of one of them. So rather than talk about the other 2, which basically involves mercenaries leaving Lindowe, going somewhere that we don't know where, but passing a bribe onto the guards when they left. There's that story. There's Zach, who came from the town or village of Airwood to do trade agreements with the guild merchants and all the happenings around that, which is still going on. And then there was the storyline about the sea devils. And the sea devils appeared to be creatures coming out of the sea, grabbing people and then abducting them or killing them or eating them or whatever you wanted to. Whoever you listened to, there was a different story to them. The party last adventure actually went down to the ship. They had seen the sailors beforehand and they had heard about an island that they had passed, the sailors and the ship, when they have found various artifacts. And the ship actually came into dock and all the boating expert people looked at it and decided that it was listing slightly. And after playing Yahtzee and losing some cash with the sailors, the officers, they ventured into the boat and found that there was quite a big hole. Also this idea that there was something on the boat that possibly the sea devils had taken, and whether or not this is all connected, the party are just joining up the dots. Anyway, they hired a boat to take them round the headland and to Dead Man's Cove. And everything was going well, and the sailor was telling them a hearty tale of why it's called Dead Man's Cove, when the boat was nearly tipped over and they dove into the cave as one of the people, one of the sailors, was taken away by something. What it was, we don't know. All that we know is that there was a body of water that was turned red with blood of the sailor. The party dived into a cave, a series of caverns, and started to maneuver around. And they came across a room that had seaweed hanging on the wall. And they suddenly realized that this kelp wasn't actually hanging on the wall itself. There was a piece of string or rope that it was draped over as if it was drying. Hengist was rear guard and failed several perception checks, one after another. So they really have no idea what's going on behind them.
Can I just say, there's nothing behind us, guys.
Nothing
Look,
at
there's
all.
nothing there. It's okay.
Now, just to let you know, I think now when I put you onto this map, you are going to see nothing. Is that correct?
Correct.
Yeah, okay then. So I just need to know, who has Cyrus? Do you have the torchlight on your glaive? And does
Correct.
anybody else have torchlight? Because I'm going to light the place up.
I have been lighting up my lantern, but I don't remember if I lit my lantern in
Ooh,
this area.
do you know? I think that might be correct. Right, low light. There's new, whole load of new interesting dynamic lighting that's come on. So, for example, there's actually dark vision. Give this token the ability to see without light, which is interesting. And then limit field of vision, limit the field revealed for the token, which I think is interesting as well. But you should now have some light. Cyrus, can you see now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see.
And I'm hoping that I'm doing this correctly. Can you? You've got a lantern, did we say? Yeah. Let me just put. Dunk. That should be yours. Hengist, do you see anything? Or are you still blind?
I see nothing.
Nothing at all.
Hengist never sees anything.
Do you see something now?
I do now, yes.
Hazra, do you see something? Yeah.
I do, yeah, I'm quite happy to see everything. Not everything, but what?
And I'll just put on tokens have vision. That's absolutely fantastic. It's actually a much better system. And what I'm going to think about, I'm really interested. If I do this, how does it change anything?
Yes.
Oh.
It increased vision by little tiny bits.
Yeah.
But it's like a smudge bit.
Yeah, it wasn't
Right,
yeah.
That's interesting because I have two options. I have bright light or low light. And I changed it from bright light to low light, and it had the reverse effect that I thought it was going to do. Anyway, I'll have a look at that later. So that's where we are. So just to remind people watching the stream, you can see a lot more than what the players can actually see. Number one, they're not in the stream, so they can't see because I put a whole load of tokens on the GM layer. So they're actually placed at the moment, but they can't see those at all. The other thing is they have light. So if I click on Bartleby now and do that, that is exactly what Bartleby is seeing at the moment. And Hengist is just seeing that. So they can't see the rest of the place that you can see. So can you see that really deep pit that's coming up? You know, they can't see that. They're just sort of like
the one full of teeth, right?
The
one full of teeth and skeletons.
Yeah. So just to let everybody else know, this area here, I need to make sure that I'm right with this. This area here is this is like land, and this is water, I think. And no, this is higher up land as well, but this is water. That little bit there where the seaweed has gone. So they're actually on a bit of dry land at the moment. But of course, this place does flood. And currently they came, if you remember people, you came from down here. That's the direction you came from. And just before that, the tunnel forked. There was two ways that you could go. And you took the right one to come around the corner. Hengist, as you can see, is rear guard. And Cyrus, you're up there inspecting the seaweed or the kelp. and you heard the drums beating. And the drums are quite a rhythmic, slow beat. So it's almost like boom, boom, boom. It definitely sounds as if somebody's got a beater with them rather than their hand on a drum. And it definitely...
Oh, they have weapons.
Yeah, it definitely sounds as if it's echoing round the caverns. Cyrus, you actually hear it coming from this area here, and Hengist, you hear it coming from that. So both of you sort of like think it's coming from both directions, but you know, being underground, as you know, it could be coming from anywhere. Yeah. So yeah, what do you want to do?
There's one last thing I want to do before we continue forward. I was wondering if I can take any of the kelp that's draped over the rope and put it into my bag.
Yeah.
Just in case it might come up later. I don't know.
Is this the plan?
I don't think you.
You're going to quick.
Plan. It is a plan I just came up with right now because I'm right next to it. I'm like, you know what? What if they're like, hey man,
it's going to be
kelp, don't let us go.
It's going to be one of those things that Cyrus suddenly weaves a boat out of kelp.
Yes, exactly.
And everybody
crochet, motherfucker.
Everybody gets on it. Yeah, how much would you like?
Can't Hengist make tea?
How much would you like to take? They come in strands.
I'm saying it's like just a little like.
Oh, do you want to snap a bit off, or do you want to take a whole strand?
Either way, I don't. Yeah, I take a whole strand.
Okay, then, so you can take it. It's still quite damp, so you probably tuck it away into whatever carrying piece of equipment you have. It's definitely salty, and it's definitely still damp. You figured that it's maybe drying in here, or is some kind of farming setup. You know, it seems very much like it's quite organised right the way around it. Yeah. Okay then. So what do people want to do?
Would you like me to lead the way, just in case? I mean, I won't be able to see any further than the lantern's light, but I can certainly lead the way.
To where? We don't know where the drums are coming from. They sound like they're coming from everywhere.
But we know what's behind us, don't we?
I want to point towards the direction I'm facing towards. I'm gonna point that direction and say we should go that way because we already came from the previous direction.
And
they could be anywhere. It's best to.
And as you sort of
press on,
as
he's drawing his sword, expecting anything, and he's like staring into the shadows. Any shadow, he's like expecting something to come out of.
And as you sort of like discussing this, Baltaby, you feel a tug on your sleeve, and you look sort of like to your left and slightly down because Ben, of course, is not as tall as you. And he sort of like looks at you and he sort of like goes, shh, like that, as you suddenly realise that your discussion seems to be somehow amplified by the cavern's acoustics at the moment. And he sort of like goes, shh, and everybody sort of like goes, oh yeah. Cyrus, just up you from the tunnel entrance from you, just here, you can probably see in your just up the edge of your light that there's a lapping of water. You can just see it here.
Yeah.
And you can see that the water is almost like as if there's some kind of current every now and again, sort of like moving it slightly. But that tunnel definitely has water in it, unlike the one that you're in at the moment.
All right. I point at Hazra. Hazra, lead the way.
And Hazra will whistle back, certainly. So he's going to use his spear to go up onto this next bit here.
Yeah, so that
And
drops
I'll be
down.
right behind him with
Okay.
with my glaive.
So let's get some kind of marching order sorted. Imagine that all the tunnels that you've been through at the moment have been like single people. So it's probably best to do single file until you actually can space out a bit. Okay then, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move you all up until there's something significantly happening, and then I'll give everybody the choice. Okay, so the first thing that you have, you don't get very far at all, Hazra, until you suddenly realise that this has opened out into quite a wide corridor or tunnel. It seems to be you can't actually see the opposite side of it at all, and you can see that it goes to your right or to the north quite clearly, and to the south as well. It's almost as if this might be an area, or might even just be a small cavern or something like that. Do you wish to keep your to one wall, or go forward, or what, and then we can move people up?
I will be using my spear as I'm walking into there, just to push it down to make sure, because this is water on the floor now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't want to. He's walked through many a river, and he's always used his spear to find a way so he doesn't disappear. So yes, I want to go forward, but not too far, just to light in front of me.
Okay then.
Using my spear to.
So you move forward, and again you can see the opposite side of the wall. Now you just make a perception check for me. It's going to be hard because if you're being underground.
That's a fail.
Yeah, you get the feeling that there is quite an empty space to the north. You can notice that the water is moving into that area, but then back through where you are. It sort of like seems to be on this tidal movement, but
it's hitting something and coming back.
Yeah, and it seems to be you think probably from where you've been that going down to the southwest, that's probably leading you back the way you came.
So in which case Hazra will continue north and see what's around here.
Okay, so you can move your characters up. The lighter stop you, and I think I've got restrict movement on. Just to let you know, it won't actually light anything up until you stop moving your character. That's what I've got it set to. So yeah, so you can now quite clearly see that you appear to be in a it's opening out into what appears to be some kind of cavern. You can definitely all tell that the drum beats which are still going don't come from this direction. They definitely are coming from the south or the southwest. You can tell, Hazra, just on the edge of your vision, just when that light stops in that murky part, there seems to be something floating on top of the water. You're not too sure what it is. It's not something like, it's not green. It seemed to be quite a mottled dark colour. And it seems to be floating and just sort of like rocking. And it doesn't look like one big bit. There seems to be quite a lot of other parts in there, if that makes sense. There's one thing it's not. It's not, well, two things. It's not plants. If it is, it's not green. It's a different colour. And you don't think it's wood. You're quite used to seeing wood, and even if it had absorbed a whole load of water, you still don't think it's wood that's floating.
Well, in which case, again, he'll slowly move forward. With hopefully Cyrus will be backing him up as he moves forward, just to light the area. And just want to kind of approach where it is.
Yeah.
And
Plagueis has lost his token. Okay, yeah, so you sort of like come into this area, and it becomes very much apparent what is actually floating in here. There appears to be numerous limbs of various descriptions. There seems to be hands, arms, legs, torsos, very few heads. You can't actually see any heads at all, but they seem to have been almost like deposited here, and that the flow of the water is actually causing them to congregate at the far end of the cavern. They look like they've been here for some time. Bartleby, you can go and have a look if you wish to use, or your healing skill, to have a closer look at them if you wish, Bartleby. First aid would not help you in this. You need to be a proper healer. Are you going? You'll need to go.
Yeah, Bartleby is getting closer, but I think the situation makes him feel, being in the water, I feel makes it a little bit, explains his failure there.
Yeah, so you sort of like get up to them, and you haven't really. Are you looking at this point? No, everybody is saving that. Yeah, they look. You're not really used to seeing bloated body parts. That has been, but you figure they've been in this water for some time, days definitely. But you do also notice that they haven't cleanly been cut. All the bits are quite jagged, Bartleby, and quite. It doesn't look like it's been surgically removed or anything like that. And just to clarify, you're a little bit closer now, keeping an eye on a small part, and there's definitely no heads in your bit. So almost like from this part round to here, there's no heads at all. The water, just so you know, is about halfway up your calves, if that makes sense. It's not quite up to your knees yet, but you're definitely wading through. And so yeah, Hazra, you're probably poking with your stick, your staff, sorry, no, your spear. But one thing you do notice, the water is not clear here. There's either a lot of sediment in suspension, or the water is naturally dirty.
Due to all the body parts are just sprinkled around.
Maybe.
So with that, Hazra again will whisper, there's nothing more to see here. Let's go south.
I agree.
Okay, so just before we revert round, Hengist and Ben, can you both make perception checks for me, please?
Sorry, I forgot to change to my Ben form.
It's not a problem.
Ben did get a success, though.
Yes,
Excellent.
did not.
Okay, then that's absolutely fine. Let me just. I just need to make a perception roll. Right. Here we go. 85. Okay. Yeah, so you sort of like decide. There could be something over here, but you've looked at the sort of like the left-hand side of the cavern. So do you wish to sort of like reorder yourself ready to go back?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Again, I would say Hengist lead the way, and I'll be right behind him.
Okay. So we're going back the way we came. Captain. Yeah.
No, down. No,
Oh,
down below. We're going down. Yeah.
Okay. And what about people behind?
My witch sight that I used in the other room isn't active still, correct?
It won't be active now. No. Oh well, hang on a minute. I mean, it's still the same, roughly the same scene. So I'm quite happy to. There's definitely nothing magical in this place. I've made a note. So what I'll do is that if anything does come up, I'm going to put an eye on your token to remind me. But if anything does come up, it'll probably keep going until we hit the next major encounter or something like that. So
I guess I was just curious. In my mind, I thought maybe it's a ritual sacrifice area, but I guess looking around now.
It says no. Right, brilliant. Okay then. Hengist, just make a perception check for me.
Yes.
Right, and
Standard.
this is quite beneficial because as you come round the corner, the light leading the way, as you can see, is lighting up quite a way ahead of you. You get to that corner and you suddenly signal for people to get behind you or get to one side. And because you can actually see something or see the back of something is much more an apt description. There seems to be from this area some kind of light source, and it appears to be almost like a lantern on the stick. It seems to be a very primitive lantern. You think it's probably burning maybe some kind of oil or wax maybe, and it's setting off. It's not giving a huge amount of light at all, but what you can see just as you come around the corner, just here, if you can see, there's actually one of those sea devils. You can see the back of him. He seems to be facing the other way. His perception roll, by the way, was 85. His perception was 66. So he didn't see you, but luckily Hengist did. Hengist, there's two things, and nobody else does Hengist at the moment. You immediately notice, this roll your strategic roll that you have. Yeah, you suddenly realise two things very rapidly. Is that this guy hasn't seen you, this sea devil hasn't seen you, but the light from Cyrus's glaive is cascading into the corridor. So if at any point this guy turns round, even though he won't see you, he has a chance that he sees the light source. So Hengist, what would you like to do?
So upon noticing this, Hengist with his free hand will sort of signal a halt, and then he'll turn at the same time to Cyrus and just say back up a little bit in a whisper.
I'll back up a bit as well.
So Hengist is wanting to sort of back up to here, and then he'll turn to everyone and whisper and say, "There's a sea devil around the corner to the right with his back to us."
Okay, so
he hasn't seen us yet, I don't think.
Yeah. So just to let you know, in that position, So this is the corridor here. So you can see that your Cyrus, your light is still cascading past there. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want it that, I'm just going to move you a little bit further back so you get a better idea. So here, that's probably fine here. It means it's probably catching this part, but not if you pass this headland, this turn in the corridor. So you're probably safe there.
Inwills. When I caught the glimpse of the Sea Devil, did I see if he was standing still or if he was walking away from us?
He was stood still. From your strategic and tactic role, you figured that he might be an outlying guard or protecting something. And the other thing that you will get from your perception side is that the sound of the drums are definitely coming from down there. Just out of interest, although the drums were quite slow and rhythmic beforehand, the actual gap between the drum beats is getting longer and longer at the moment. Not faster, quite the opposite.
Hazra wants to lean closer to Hengist and whisper to him, did it have a light source, or was it...
He did. He did have a light source, but it wasn't as good as ours, and it didn't cast as a bigger light.
Should we do a sneak attack, or should we just go in head first?
Well, we need to be as quiet as possible because we don't know how many of these things are in here.
Hazra, how quiet are you? You think you can do it yourself? We're right behind you.
I could get. I mean, with this water, which would be a problem, I'm sure I could get close to it.
All right. Well, take your time. We can. Maybe I can do some backup just in case things go bad. I can maybe concentrate, make sure, if he turns around, I can eviscerate him. What do you guys think?
And Bartleby, do you just want to roll your law monster roll?
I would love to.
Yep, no. Nothing comes unless you are looking it.
I've got 3 luck points. I want Bartleby to be a respectable monster historian.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go for a reroll.
Yes. So do you know that there's something that it's almost as people are talking and relaying the situation to you, there's something that's on the edge of your thoughts, and it's almost there, and then it goes. You almost try to drag it out, but no, it goes, and that's it.
They have nothing to do with the Thieves Guild. That's a stupid thought of mine.
They're definitely monsters. Yeah,
the devils.
Yeah.
They work with the thieves.
Right. So ideally, Hazra wants to try to get around here now. He's hoping that once he goes out to this light down here, that there'll be light from the Sea Devil. I want to be as stealthy as possible to sneak around there and hopefully try to subdue him with a spear through the head before he turns around.
Okay, then. So you're going to stealth up to him, yeah?
Yes, as quietly as possible. He wants to slide his feet through the water rather than lifting them up and down.
Okay, then. So move, because you're going to almost like put yourself into darkness at one point, aren't you?
Yeah, this is the thing. If he gets to the point where he can't see ahead of himself, he'll come back. He's not stupid enough to stumble in the dark.
Right. So
I can maybe go a little closer, without going as far as I did before.
Yeah.
Give it a little light.
Okay, then. So move Cyrus where you want him to be. That's fine. And then so Hazra, you're going to make your stealth roll. It's not going to be standard because of the water and the general acoustics of the cavern. So it's going to be a hard roll, but it's going to be opposed by his perception roll. So if you get it, then it's absolutely fine. If you fail and he fails as well, then I'm going to put it in your favor. Okay, but if you fail and he succeeds, then he will hear something. So if you'd like to roll your stealth roll, remember it's okay. So his perception roll is 66. Yeah. So you come round the corner. Thinking that you're extremely quiet, but obviously you're not used to moving in this wet terrain, and as you come round the corner, you are getting close. You're not quite in combat range, but you sort of like come round and you can see him there, and all of a sudden he seems to be clearing ahead. And then all of a sudden, you know, there's this splash or this drip, and he turns round and sees you there. And at that point, let's have remember they're carrying tridents. That's what they're actually carrying. Let's burst into some initiative. Let me just clear the turn order there. That'll be brilliant. I'll get rid of my Sea Devil as well. And then if we just like to, if everybody rolls it so we know where everybody is and where people are going, and then we know. And let me just roll my initiative. Oh, ow, nice. What's your Hazel? What's your initiative bonus?
My initiative bonus is 11.
Right, so his is 14. So he's up there at the top. Hengist, then Ben. Then Cyrus, then Ben, and then 2 action point Joe at the end there. Okay then, so sorry, it's not combat, it's combat round 1. And as you sort of like come around ready to stab him, he hears you coming, and of course via the new rules, or the rules that I got wrong, he moves towards you with his trident, and then he's going to take a swing at you to see whether or not he can kebab you nicely. He sort of shoves his trident at you. What would you like to do?
You're muted.
I'm muted, thank you.
I thought he was dying. I'm not doing anything.
I failed my stealth. I'm going to parry because I've got my spear in my hand. I was going to be offensive with my spear, so he's going to see his trident coming and try and pat it to one side.
Yeah, brilliant. So use up your action point and parry. Yeah, so you sort of like thrust your parry out, and you actually do succeed. What's the size of your and I'm not being rude when I say this, what's the size of your weapon?
Above average.
I knew.
We're in cold water, so no judgment.
Small. Medium.
Yeah, so mine's medium as well. So I think that means I always forget the parrying table. Medium. Mine's medium. Yours medium. Yeah, so that's it. You parry the damage as it comes in. Okay, then. So that's his turn off. It's you, Hazra. Go for it.
Seeing him do that, I'm going to try to do a quick thrust forward as I push his trident out the way. I'm going to thrust my spear forward.
Nice.
Sorry, I've got a Haribo in my mouth.
Yeah. So he will. Is it a ring? We are the police. So.
I like this one.
I'm actually at -5, aren't I?
That's right. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So he, as you thrust your spear forward, he'll use an action point and try to parry it,
Nice.
which he does. So you are both locked in combat, spears and tridents hacking away. Okay then. Hengist, I'm going to say that you can probably, all of you can hear this combat happening. You're not too sure how big the combat is, but you can hear the noise of spears on tridents, etc. This guy didn't let out any noise or anything, Hazra. He just approached you. So you can move Hengist if you wish. And obviously you know where the sound's coming from.
Yes, so Hengist he's already had his sword out. He's going to be moving towards.
Yeah, just to let you know that tunnel entrance is not big enough. Yeah. To go two abreast, but you can be behind.
I figured so. He's just off to.
Yeah, excellent.
Slightly behind Hazra, so he's out of combat, but he's ready to step in as needed.
So if I get a special and shove, then will he hit you or not? That's all I'm thinking. I'm just thinking it might be a good idea.
It depends how hard the shove is. Hengist is probably like a meter and a half out of the combat.
Yeah, so just to let you know, this is solid ground here.
Yeah, so Hengist is sort of there.
Okay then, who's next? Cyrus, you're up.
I'm gonna run down with my glaive to kind of offer light, but also maybe offer some blade in the devil's face.
Yeah. So move where you would like to be.
Don't know how far I can go. Probably can't go much further than this without going around them.
Yeah, that's fine. So we'll move you just out of Hazra's combat range. That's Cyrus done. Ben and Bartleby, what are going to be your?
I think they look at each other and see everybody's gone down here, so that we both agree to walk on down our 6 meters.
Walk on down.
To at least rejoin the group, I guess, because we're not going to just be hanging out alone here.
Okay. So this is when you're because it's a combat. That's when you're the scene has changed now. So your witch sight will have gone. So that's combat turn 1 all done. So now we're up to combat turn 2. And this guy will, this sea devil, of course, will thrust at you, Hazra. And I've got my -5 on. Ooh, I'll take that one. I'll take that one.
I do believe I will be parrying. There we go. Don't let me down.
No, well, you successfully parry, but he's got that. His differentiated roll is 1 greater, so he will actually be doing damage to you now with his special. So he's actually, you probably can imagine what he's going to do. He's going to throw. Jab you with his trident. Now, remember, I mentioned this earlier when you were on the wharf. Can you remember that? Their tridents are not full tridents.
That's like the little short ones.
Yeah, and you think, Bartleby, you sort of like think that's probably because as they swim underwater, you know, they're not going to get caught on things. So rather than the D8 that they would normally do, plus their damage modifier, these are only going in at D6 because they can't get the length of the jab in it. So he's going to just do a random hit location. So this is going into your 11.
Which is my chest.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
That's a lovely place to have this. So let's see.
And where it is a pendant.
His first roll is a 2. And his second roll is a 5. So he takes the 5 on the impale.
Yeah.
So the rest of you see Hazra he sort of like knocks this incoming trident out the way, but the sea devil is just too good, and even though Hazra knocks it to one side, he sort of like gets 2 of the forks. It is
into the side of his chest.
yeah,
and
it just sort of goes chung, like that, and you can Hazra, as it sort of like goes in, you can see that this sea devil has this hideous grin, and he almost like has teeth like the Ferengi, if you ever seen Ferengi on Star Trek. So they're all jagged, almost like shark teeth, and he sort of like whacks them into you on his 20. Hazra, it's your
for the first time ever, out of action points.
Yeah, I thought you might be because I'm out and I've got 3, so that's cool. Hengist, you're up.
I'm assuming there's no way I can get into this combat as it is at the moment.
Well, there's various actions you can do. You can either try to remove Hazra from it. You could try to pull him back or push him forward. Apart from that, you can't. He's actually in the way, and although
he's in the way, and he's got a spear.
I tried
stuck in it. Stuck in him.
Yeah.
So Hengist is thinking if he pulls him back, he's going to be ripping the trident out of him. He's not going to be pushing him in. So Hengist is going to dither.
Okay then, dither away. Cyrus, you're up.
I don't want to hurt Hazra too by doing this, but at the same time, I kind of want to get. I think at this point, it might be best if I cast shove against the devil and try to shove him away. Either hopefully shoving him to the point where he loses grasp of his trident, or he pulls a trident out.
Okay, so what I'm going to say that if the spell is successful, does he? What does he use to resist?
I'm sorry. I probably have to just look it up. Actually, sorry. Let me get there.
Resist is special. Let's have a look.
130.
Oh, yeah, I can resist with either endurance or evade. Either one. Okay, then. So what I'm going to say is that if the spell goes ahead, he gets pushed, and then I'm going to roll his brawn. Okay, so as long as the spell works, I'm going to roll his brawn. If he manages to keep his brawn and get a brawn roll, then he actually keeps hold of the trident and it gets pulled out, just like a normal impale. If, however, he fails his brawn roll, then he will be pushed backwards and he will lose grip on it. But the first thing is that he's actually going to use endurance because he doesn't have any action points to use an evade. So he's going to, because evades always take action points no matter what. So he's going to use his endurance to actually do it. So I can resist. So yeah, so do your spell casting roll first, because if it doesn't come off,
I'm gonna use a luck point.
Okay then, yeah, to roll it again. Oh! Do you know when you had all those wonderful rolls last week?
Yeah, the car was coming back.
Yeah, so
The pendulum's swinging the other way.
so
Yeah.
Bartleby, you hear Cyrus mutter something underneath his breath and then make a gesture with his empty hand to the sea devil, and you're not too sure what the spell was, Bartleby, but now it seems to happen. But it could be, you do know that Cyrus sometimes spell casts for quite a while before the spells come off. What do you want Ben to do? That would have been good, Cyrus, by the way. I thought that was a really good option.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it didn't work. But
Fate was not on my side.
yeah.
Ben would be watching behind.
Okay, yeah, that's cool.
He was thinking about going down this other alleyway here, but that I think he'd be guarding the back there, confident in Hazard's ability.
Okay, and then you, Bartleby, you're next.
Bartleby is really just trying to eye a way to get in to help Hazra. But I think the part down here that Hengist is in, that's water, right?
Yeah, and you do have line of sight on the sea devil. So if you wish to cast a spell at him, then
I only have one very very loud spell that I can use ranged like that.
It's Mr. Bartleby.
Is Medivac making puppy eyes at Mr. Please help me. Yeah, what do you want to do?
Oh man, this is a tough one. Because if I spend my turn to move, and then on the next round when I get action points again, I wouldn't be able to heal him on his back because they're in combat.
Correct. Yeah. Is healer? Is
touch.
it a touch? Yeah. So you would have to be next to him, and at the present moment in time, in that tight place, there's not enough room for you and Cyrus to sort of like get in. It might be that you need to, wait till he's actually closer to you.
I'm gonna dither, but I have a question before I do.
Yeah.
In the past, when I had mentioned trying to like cast a touch spell on Hengist in combat, did you say it would be like an unarmed check to perform that kind of?
No, I think what will happen is that it'll be the spell casting difficulty will just increase.
Okay,
because
that makes sense.
combat is moving around, and you still got to somehow make contact without being bashed by any wayward blows. Yeah. But
So I'm just gonna dither then, trying to help, but I don't think I can.
yeah, and just to let you know on that, if for example you failed, I'm not saying that the person sort of like has elbowed you or anything like that. You just fail it and you don't finish touching. Okay then. So we are coming up to turn 3 for anybody who's still got action. Sea Devil is out. Hazra's out. Hengist, do you have any more actions?
Hengist has one. But he is just going to take a defensive action, so
Okay.
if anything comes near him.
Cyrus, do you have any left?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, and shove again.
Honestly, might as well. Like I can't attack above
No.
Hazra because I'd want to lop his head off.
And the top of the cavern as well. So
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. If anything, I'm just offering light source for others, but I think I might as well
Cool.
try it
Yeah.
again.
Go for it.
Hopefully, again, I'm just doing shove. Do. I'm hoping to get all my bad rolls out now.
Okay,
That's
then.
what I'm.
Are you using a
for the
point?
major
Are you using a
I'm ready
point
for
of luck?
next week.
Point
There's
of luck?
no way a luck. No, I need to save my luck rolls. I'm sorry.
That's absolutely fine.
I need to because there might be worse things later on.
So
Don't you worry. Don't you
Ben,
worry.
Ben's probably just guarding and dithering. Bartleby, you don't have any more luck. You don't have
Ben
any
and
more.
I both have only 2 action points per turn. Us priests.
As priests, yeah.
But he does have 3 luck points.
Does he? I have 3 luck points. Does Ben?
So this is going into round 2, combat round 1, and as you can imagine, Hazra, the Sea Devil uses his first action point to pull the trident out of you. So he has to make a brawn roll.
Oh, successfully done.
Which he does. So the damage, I think, was 5.
It was 5.
And so on the way out, he'll do 2.5, which will round up to 3. And he, as he pulls it out of your shoulder, it goes up to 3.
And that's ignored by the armor as well, straight to body.
Yeah. And are you still in positive hit points?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
On
So
the chest.
yeah. So he pulls it out on his action. And yeah, you're up next.
The shock of this thing coming out is just throwing Hazra into a bit of a fury.
Whoa.
So he's gonna kind of just 1 foot back and then thrust as hard as he can
Okay then.
with his spear.
Thrust away.
Thrust away.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
This one, yeah.
So the Sea Devil will take up an action point to try to parry your blow as it comes into him. He actually gets a fumble.
Put a tick in the box.
So I actually can I just roll his skill improve? I just want to see whether or not 93 didn't even make his skill improve. Okay then, so I am going to say Hazra, you can have a choice of what I'm going to give you options. You can't just have a random choice what happens. Okay, but yeah, so you can have a choice. Okay, so your 2 choices are this. The first one is that as he tries to parry it, he slips in the water, and quite unnaturally for a Sea Devil, but he made a fumble of it, and he sort of like goes crashing down to the floor. You will have, remember, this is a parry opportunity, so he has failed his parry, so you are currently looking at 2 crits. Because he's failed it, but he fumbled as well. So that gives you 2 specials on it. So you have a choice. You can either put him down so he's prone on the ground, okay, or you can knock him back. He sort of like slips and staggers, but stays up, but loses his weapon.
Yeah. I'd go for the latter, to be quite honest, because I intend to move forward into the open space if possible.
Okay, so he's sort of like, so first of all, let's get your attack sorted, because I need specials, then hit location, then damage.
Are they just both standard specials?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not a crit. Yeah.
Yeah. So I won't do impale if I'm pushing him back, because that would be pointless. I should have thought this before. I'm sorry.
I'll speak to you.
Just give me a second. I'm going to want to press advantage as one of them and choose location as the other.
Okay then.
Choose location is going to be, I'm going to go leg. I want to take one of his legs if possible.
Ooh, yeah, nice.
So you got some damage there, don't you?
Yes, I do. I need some damage on his leg.
On his leg.
Are you going left leg or right leg?
I'm going to go left leg because you always go left leg.
Okay. Yeah.
So
So
I'm just trying to find my thrown spear. So it's starts with thrust spear. So you
thrust.
want an 8 for that one.
That's nice. So let me just get on to this. Is left leg, wasn't it? Let me just do that. And that's right. Yeah, so that actually, he has a point of armor, which takes it down to a 7. But that also puts him down to 0 hit points there. Which means he has a serious wound, which means he has to, no matter what, he has to roll his endurance in order to withstand that. Yeah, which he actually makes. So you sort of like whack him in the leg. He doesn't fall prone or anything, but he does stagger back. And yeah, what was the other thing that you were?
Press advantage.
Oh yeah, so he can't attack next round, next turn. Sorry. Brilliant. Okay then. So that's all on 20. Just to let you know now, I'm going to say that he's actually out of combat. So anybody can. There's enough room now between Hazra and the Sea Devil to actually engage him, Hengist, if you wish to. So you can sort of like move forward into that gap and take them on. And remember, you can move and attack, and it's your go.
Gosh, and that is exactly what Hengist is going to do.
Phil, before you do, you got to load your guns.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what Hengist will do. He will move into the gap.
Okay.
Wherever the gap is, I've just put Hengist there. But if it's not there, then feel free to rearrange it.
As long as you can see, which is absolutely fine.
Yeah.
So
and he will be attacking.
So attack away.
He will be attacking with his sword two-handedly.
Yeah.
If there's enough space.
Yeah.
I'm assuming there's enough space in the cabin.
You can probably thrust it in any case.
Yeah.
So I just needed to hit roll.
So
you're not over 100, aren't you?
No, I'm 76.
Right, so I need to take that off. So this Sea Devil uses up his final action points to actually try to parry your attack. It is a hard roll now. Yeah, but he succeeds. How big's your weapon?
Using it two-handedly, it is large.
Okay, so let me just make sure that I do this correctly. So my defending is medium and yours is large. So I need from you a hit location and damage, because I only block half of it if yours is a large weapon.
Hit location is right leg.
Yeah.
And then half. So if I just roll it and then take half.
That's fine. Yeah. Wow. Ouch. That's and yeah,
that's embarrassing.
You sort of like slash in, and do you want to know what's even more embarrassing?
Snake eyes.
It doesn't even go through his.
I didn't think it would.
His natural armor. Spellcasters, just so you know, these Sea Devils don't seem to be wearing armor, but they do have natural armor. So I know some of your spells might go through natural armor to actually affect it. Yeah, so that was on 16. Cyrus, you're on 14.
All right. I'm gonna move forward and maybe do the final blow.
Yeah, there's not. You can't. That gap is not big enough.
Got it. All right.
So you can come to here. That's absolutely fine. Yeah.
Would I be able to reach with my glaive?
As in, how big?
Like a stab.
So
it's a large, so.
the thing is 3 meters away.
Mm-hmm. So no.
No, it won't. But
No.
just to let you know, if you did do that,
Mhm.
then the monster would have a better chance of avoiding it, and your to hit roll would be a bit like Hazra throwing when you're throwing into melee. It would be
He just doesn't
hard.
appreciate getting a flaming glaive. to the back.
I'm just gonna brand him. That's all.
I mean, he's had an arrow in the shoulder blade before from a friend. He's had many backs.
just to
spear a number.
I get that.
I was gonna brand a C on his back. That's all.
Just
Can
to
I
let
just say, Abigail, I've never had a problem throwing stuff into combat.
You come close, but you've not quite done it. But Briggs, the archer we had right all the way back at the beginning, did actually hit.
it was
Henderson
like
in the
a
back.
pin cushion. I think yours is a I think your glaive is very large, isn't it? Huge.
No, it's just large.
It's large. So therefore, if anybody's attacking with a small weapon, then you can actually keep them at bay, and any damage that they do to you will actually be done to your glaive rather than to you because of the reach. And then what would happen after that is that I could, if I wish, take an action and move into range, which means then I'm be inside the edge of your glaive. So your glaive suddenly does like 1d3 because it's just the pole, but then I can actually attack you fully because I think it's your reach. I think your reach is massive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the reach should be large.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Ben and Bartleby, are you doing anything? You could probably Hazard is still up, he's not down, but Bartleby, you could walk him then. I think if people can walk and then hit, I'm quite happy for people to walk and heal,
That's exactly what I wanted to do, is keep Benjamin guarding the back with his massive hammer, and Bartleby's going to rush to Hazard's aid. Since he's not down, I'm going to assume it's a minor wound.
Yeah.
Bartleby will assume. And in that case, just going over here, bam and bam.
So is it a minor? It must be a minor wound that you got.
Yeah, I'm still positive.
Yeah. So that will actually heal up. So restores all lost hit points instantly.
Love of Amriel.
Yeah.
And Hazard will see this glow come over his chest and see these 2 gashes in his side heal up, and he'll take a look at Bartleby and he'll just bow.
So you see Amriel just comes over your chest in one fair swoop. Okay then, on to combat turn 2. And the Sea Devil actually has no... He's pressed advantage for this turn in any case, so he can't actually attack. So he comes on to Hazra. So yeah, you can't get at the Sea Devil now because Hengist has engaged it from you. But you can move backwards. You try to arch it up and over Hengist.
To be fair, I'd like to think at this
gravity is
Azra's still getting over the fact it's just been healed, so I'm just gonna stand in awe and lose that turn.
Yeah. Have you seen Triple X when he holds his 3 fingers up like that for the sniper to fire? And then he removes the middle finger like that, and the sniper fires through the gap. It's a classic shot, but I was just thinking whether or not you could do that if Hengist sort of like puts his arm up like this.
Consort family.
Yeah. Okay then, Hengist, you're up.
Hengist is going to have another go at this.
Cool.
This Sea Devil. It needs to be taken down quickly. Yep. So
yeah, nice. So you will automatically have a special because I can't defend or attack back. I've got no action points. So I need special hit location then damage.
choose location, left leg. Because Hengist was watching the fight, so he would have seen Hazra whacking there.
You could also see that there's
And
quite
I
a
can also see
nasty.
limping on it.
Well, there's some
Um,
kind of green goo
Oh,
emanating from it at the moment.
lovely. So then you want some damage.
Yes, please.
That's better.
6.
6 points of damage. So Hengist will step in and do a nice.
What was your special side?
nice cut. Choose location.
All right. So you choose location, left leg,
Choose location, left leg.
and
6 points of damage to the left leg.
nice.
As he steps in and just does a nice two-handed, like
Okay.
drops the point low and then brings it up.
So this guy now has a major wound in. Oh no, actually, no, he doesn't. He still has a serious wound. You just one off, giving him a major wound. So he again has to roll his endurance, which he's now at hard at to do it. But yeah, he seems to be up for the count, and he actually is not out, but his leg looks pretty dreadful.
Do the quote, Hengist. Put your legs off, man.
Okay, so just to let you know what I'm going to say at this point now is because he's got a serious wound, this turn was your press advantage, Hazra, so he couldn't attack. But because he's got a serious wound, he can only now defend for 1d3 rounds, or turns, sorry, from the first one. So he didn't hit on 20 this round because of your press advantage, but now he's got another 2 turns for his serious wound, and another 2 turns after that because he's got another serious wound that he's taken. So he's actually out of action for these next few turns. So Hengist, I'm going to let you, and let me get to the finish before you roll anything. You're going to actually finish this creature off. However, just out of interest, you're going to roll your weapon skill, and you have a choice. Okay, if you just do a standard roll, just like a standard roll, then you will kill him. Even if you fail, you will kill him because he can't do anything. If you go for a standard roll, then he is actually killed and that's it. But it won't be silent. Okay. However, if you get a hard success, I'm going to say that you actually manage to kill him silently. So you might sort of like put the as he steps in, you might thrust your blade into him and then pull him towards him to sort of like kill him completely, but he won't make a sound. But if you get a standard, then he is still, or even if you miss, he's still dead. But there might be a splash in the water or something like that. So off you go, Mr. Hengist. All right. Do you wish to look?
No.
No. Okay then. So you sort of like thrust your blade into him, and he falls down into the water, quite nicely deaded. And I am going to roll something that you have not seen. I don't think you can see that, can't you? Unless you're watching the stream, which you won't be. Yeah, and he sort of like splashes down into the water, and there's that moment of everybody pausing. And that seems to be a good place to leave it to have a break. So people can start off again. It's 4 minutes till past, but I think it'd be easier to have it now rather than in 4 minutes. So yeah, so he goes down to the ground, and you, Hengist, stop as he splashes in, and you listen. Just make a perception roll, Hengist.
Angus is happy he's killed his chap.
Yeah, and the only thing that you notice, and everybody notices this, is that the drumming has started to pick up tempo, as if it's going to be reaching a climax shortly. Okay then, so we're going to take a quick 10-minute break. So go away, grab another cup of coffee or whatever you're drinking, and we will start again at 20 to the hour. Okay, so for me it'll be 8:40, but 20 to the hour wherever you are, because time differences are always done on a full clock and not half past and things like that. So yeah, we will see you in 10 minutes. So grab a drink and we'll see you soon. We are going back. We are going back. We are back. We are back. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I've got a lovely double chocker mocha, which I'm enjoying because it's so yummy and it's warm and it's like hot chocolate on a cold night. You know, when you have to do this. Oh, Buddy Box, there's a cat. There's a cat, Buddy Box. It's not yours, Mr. Pickles. That would be so funny if your hand went across the screen and grabbed the cat and took it back to your little square. That would be fantastic. Okay then, so we are in the middle of a rather tricky situation. Hengist, you're at the front at the moment, and you can hear that the drums are definitely coming from down this corridor. It's Peter.
Yeah.
Is that what the cat's? Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah. It's
not
Peter.
Jim. Not Jim.
Not Jim. Not James.
Yeah. So Hengist, you can. The party can move back a bit. This is solid ground here and here. So you can move back a bit if you wish, or discuss what's going to happen next, or what.
Hazra wants to have a look at the ground, this solid ground that's around here. I'm sure it's raised up there.
Yeah.
Are there signs of water on there?
Yeah,
water levels?
You think what it probably is deposited silt that... obviously in the slow parts of the cave when the water is moving slower, it's actually lost the sand or the mud in suspension and it's settled out, you know. So it seems that there's various parts of the cave when it's actually silty. So this part here is sort of like bedrock, or well, not bedrock, the top of the soil or the rock. So this is underwater, and then you figure that when this is all flooded, then this is when these silty places will happen.
That's fine. I just want to see if it floods this high, but that's fine.
You can actually see, just out of interest, you can actually see bits of barnacles and limpets sort of like up the side and clinging on to the top of the cavern. So it could actually flood it all. Hengist, as you look forward, you can see that there's some more land straight ahead. If you could just see it, I think you can see it on the edge of the torchlight or the flame. Yeah,
isn't it?
Just sort of like here. And yeah, and you can hear the drums now going boom, 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 boom. Yeah. What would you like to do?
So Hengist is going to say, "I'm getting tired of those drums. Let's get this done." And he's going to head down as far as he can in the light towards where he's hearing the drums coming from.
I'm just going to take
I
dead.
will then follow.
Say again, sorry. Oh, you.
I
I
will
thought.
then follow.
I thought you said I'm not. He wouldn't
I'm
be.
saying right.
Yeah. So Hengist goes, Leroy.
Good luck, guys.
Okay then. So what's everybody else doing, and then I can start moving people around. Are you
Also
all
following.
okay then? So
Benjamin, come along with me.
I'm just going to move you up. So who's going behind Cyrus?
I'll be last.
Yep.
I guess I'm center.
Front and center there. Where's Ben?
Be by my side or probably in front of me, trying to get brave with his grape hammer.
Oh, he doesn't need to try with that, I tell you. So, Hengist, as you get to this point, you can definitely hear the drum beat from round the corner. Just roll a perception. Yeah, I'm going to assume that you're going to take a quick look and then dive behind back so we can see whether or not. Yeah, you sort of like look round, and the first thing that you actually notice is that there is definitely something going on here. The first thing that you notice is that this place is actually lit. It seems to be lit from torches or lanterns or whatever, and you can immediately see, you can see a sea devil here. Can you see that person?
I can. He's half hindered under my turn order, but I can see.
Yeah, and you can. He doesn't seem to be guarding. He seems to be more watching something, if anything, literally watching something, and there seems to be something going on round here. There seems to be, as you took your quick look and glanced back, there seemed to be some kind of object on the high ground, and this is what's keeping this sea devil's attention, that you can actually see. So there is something else in the room, or it could be more sea devils, but you didn't quite see it with your quick glance. And I will assume that you move back slightly and convey this to the party.
Yeah. So Angus would have explained the brief thing of what he's seen to the party, and then he will say, I think the only thing we can do is rush them. We haven't got much time before the tide turns and starts filling these caves up. I'll say we just do an all-out attack.
No, we have surprise on our side, so might as well.
Let me pray first for our safety and salvation in this. Let Amriel bless us before we charge in.
Just to let you know, this one, Hazra, when the message gets back to you, would be in spear chucking range. I just wanted to...
I'm going to get my revenge.
I have a vision of Hazra shouting, it's like throw spear, then go duck as the spear comes past everyone.
Oh!
If you actually got closer, if you were in Hengist's place, then you could actually lob it. But just to make you aware, so you're sort of like quietly doing hushed tones. You're actually in water at the moment, but also notice that this is dry land here, and you can see that there appears to be some kind of higher ground to your right, Hazra and Ben and Bartleby. That seems to be some kind of cavern in there, and you can see that there's some sort of like sacks or crates or something. You figure it might just be like a storage area, especially since it's out of the water at the moment.
All right, you leading the charge, Angus?
Of course.
All right.
Hang on, Bartleby wanted to cast spells before you charge. So yeah, what spells are you casting, and on whom?
I won't take up too much time. I just want to do two prayers. I wanted to pray for might on Cyrus, and then give protection to Hazra.
Okay.
So this would be the might first, since Cyrus is close.
Yeah. Yep, that's absolutely fine. So that but it does not increase character's damage, but only for the purpose of lifting, breaking, and contest. So what's your power?
My power is a 14.
14. So if you open your the best thing, just make a note of it, Cyrus, and if anything comes up that actually using it, then I'll show you how to add it to your rolls. We've got oh yes, there he is, like ding ding.
in the past it's helped with impale.
Yeah, because contests of strength as defined under the brawn skill. So it's basically increasing the brawn because it's strength related. And and protection on hazards, so roll that. Yeah, nice. So remember, Hazra, you've got some.
Yeah, 1d3, isn't it?
Before we go forward, I want to do just one more. Throw a protection on Cyrus. Sorry, Amriel doesn't want to protect you.
No. Amriel
So I don't
says
need protection
no.
anyways, I'm good.
We don't protect those sorts of people. So let me just gather what you're actually going to do, and then we can get some initiatives and start doing the action. So what's literally going to be the plan? Hengist, you're going to be up first.
Yep.
So are you rushing in? Are you?
So Hengist's idea was he was going to advance in. At the moment, he's going to be heading towards the one that he knows is definitely there. But if he sees more, then he'll start heading towards the middle of that group, and he'll say that to, and that's so he'll say, "Oh, there's at least one. I'll head towards him. But if we see more, then I'll head towards the middle, and Cyrus, Ben, and Hazra can fan out, and we can take them in a line."
Okay,
There's
so
going to be 50 about here.
are you looking at the stream?
Well, we're either going to drown or die gloriously.
Okay,
Hengist would run die
and-
gloriously against 50.
So Hengist,
Yeah.
Hengist, you're going to turn around and rush into combat.
Yeah.
So as you turn round, then I'll let you know what you can see, and then
Okay.
you can act accordingly.
Yeah, he's going to head to the middle of whatever he sees.
Yeah.
You know, whatever group of.
Cyrus, what will
Yes.
you do as you go around the corner?
I'm going charging in head first with my glaive down. Yeah, right behind him. Hopefully not tripping and stabbing Angus from behind or anything.
Okay, so you two are
It's
diving
fine.
into.
I don't think Hengist is very flammable at the moment. He's a bit wet and rusty.
So you're going into combat, and then what about Bartleby, Ben, and Hazra?
Bartleby would be going in, trying to get to dry land, because I believe we're dancing in water right now.
So there's dry.
So he'd probably go off to the edge, and he just wants to stay back and survey the combat to see where he can help.
Cool. And what about?
And then
yeah.
Benjamin would probably go in with his hammer ready to bash.
Okay, then. And Hazra.
Just going to do the same thing. He's going to go to the entrance, survey what's happening, and then take it from there. And if there is a chance to throw a spear, chance I might do.
Brilliant. So, and just are you walking in or running in? I'm just looking at the distance of this cave. So the distance to this guy is roughly about 12 meters, which I don't think you can get there by walking. So it's going to have to be a run.
Yeah, he'll be trying to close the distance as quickly as possible. So he'll be running.
Okay, and what is your run?
My run is 15.
Okay, then, and what's Cyrus's run?
Oh, I don't know.
If you look on your movement, it'll say
6.
that's
No, movement rate.
run.
Move rate.
It says movement, walk, run,
Oh,
sprint.
got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
just the run one.
Run is 15.
Okay then. So this I'm going to move you where you get up to. Hengist, I'm actually going to allow you to engage with that person in combat with your run. So once we get the initiative, then you will actually be in combat. Cyrus, are you going? Is your plan to come past Hengist to the next creature, or just to take up a defensive position behind Hengist?
I'm gonna use my glaive. So yeah, I'm gonna go behind him to the next creature,
Okay, so
or from behind to the next creature.
So as you come to here, that is when you see the just around that corner where you see the other sea devil. So you are now in combat there. You're getting high ground, are you not, Bartleby?
Yes, that's the goal.
Yeah.
Now he's invincible.
Ben could probably engage with Hengist, and Hazra, you will be coming into the room. I just want to show you something else, Hazra, that you might be interested in. First things first, this is not a giant lady. Okay.
Oh, where am I looking? Sorry. Oh, look, giant lady.
So what you can see, this giant lady is actually a female draped over some kind of. It looks like it's made out of almost like wood and wicker work. It seems to be a makeshift sacrificial altar. And you can see that the woman is draped over it. You can also all see that the wooden structure is quite stained with deep red. You assume blood. And you can also notice that around the base of the altars, there are several heads. And when I say heads, I mean head. I don't mean skulls. Okay, so probably from where you were before, this is where all the heads are, and you can see young children, adults, old people, and their eyes are open, their tongues are sort of like lolling out all over the place. And this guy here seems to be dressed differently to the other two. He seems to have almost like an outfit made of seaweed, if that makes sense. And he seems to be, as you all come round and you charge in and people sort of like come to action, he seems to have been chanting or something, and you can see just to his left or to his right, he has a drumstick in one hand, and he was the person banging the drum. And of course, as you come around him, he stops. So let's have some initiative, and then we know what we're doing. Just to let you know that everybody. Why can't I move that character? Is he on the map layer? Yeah, he's on the map layer. That's better. Okay, so I'm going to, just for the ease, all the sea devils will go on the first one. Right, so Bartleby's up first, then Cyrus. Hazra, you're 11, didn't you? Yeah, so I go before you. Hengist, what's your... initiative 7. What's Ben's initiative bonus?
Checking, it is a 7.
Okay, then. So we'll say Hengist goes first in that situation.
Hengist's dex is 15.
Yeah, that's not a problem. So Hengist, you can go first with that, and then that's it. So Bartleby, you are actually, as everybody comes in and it demonstrates that everybody's around, then Bartleby, you actually go first. What would you like to do?
My initiative score is based on my righteous fury, and I would like to channel that righteous fury into pointing my hands at the guy at the back with the seaweed outfit.
Yeah.
You shall be punished.
Does it have a range to it?
86 meters.
Oh, cool. Yeah, because he's about 16 meters away. So
it's one of my only spells, I think. Actually, I have one other folk magic spell that has a range, but all my nice spells are
cool.
When he does this, Hazra wants to jump out of the water.
Yeah.
Well, he is up on dry ground over there, isn't he?
Yeah, but if you miss the spell casting roll, thank you, Hazra. That is a good idea.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, go for it. Is that your folk magic roll there?
Yes. And
yeah.
you have an evade.
Yeah, so he will use up one of his... Evades always take action points. So he will use his evade to try to evade it. And he fails. He fails, but I'm going to use a luck point for my group luck to actually...
Reverse it.
re-roll it. Do you know, Cyrus, I actually looked. That's the annoying thing. That is the annoying thing. Do you know,
Game, Cyrus.
I just hope now that right. So they've used up one of their points of luck, and here's his second evade roll. Which he
I am
misses.
so thrilled that I burned up one of your group luck points too.
Yeah. So if the spell, the shock location done. Okay, then. So I need a hit location.
I hit you in your 18, which would be a left arm on a human.
Yeah, and it's same on these. Yeah, left arm.
And I stun that left arm for 3 turns.
Right.
Your armor does not protect.
Fantastic. So left arm, isn't it? So that won't be his drum arm. But I'm just going to... Did you say he can't use it for 3 turns, isn't it?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay then. Let's say it's his drum arm, and he drops the drum, so he no longer has that. Cyrus, you're up at 16. You're in combat with the guy with the trident.
We probably have similar sized weapons, but I'm gonna go for the attack.
His is yeah. Go for it, and then I can say what happens. Yeah.
Okay.
Go roll away. Oh, the suspense. Oof. Yeah. So you hit with your glaive. He actually tries to bring his weapon up to actually parry it, and what? What is going?
No, he doesn't.
Mr. Pickles isn't looking. He's actually eating his sandwich. He misses it. Okay then. So you will get hit location, a special hit location, then damage.
All right. It says okay. That's for only criticals. I'm looking at the list of specials. What was the one Hazra used earlier?
Press advantage.
Yeah, I'm going to do press advantage.
Okay then. So hit location. So 1d20, and then your damage.
That's the wrong thing.
In my 5. Yeah, which
his left leg.
is his left leg. Yeah, and do some damage for me.
It's going to be this plus 1d3 because of my thing's on fire. Plus 1d3. I don't have that. Okay.
Okay. 5. Yeah, so he obviously has some natural armor that takes that. Yeah, he's got a scratch, and that is about it. Okay then. 15. I go. Right. First things first. Somebody needs to learn not to fire spells at me, I think.
Uh-oh.
Hang on.
Protect the theist.
Oops. I'm just copying it onto the character sheet because I've got it in front of me but not on the character sheet, which just makes it easier for me to roll. Yeah, so this is a folk magic spell coming in. Yeah.
Oh, a folk magic spell.
Yeah, so you actually have the opportunity to oppose roll with your willpower, Bartleby.
I have a miracle. I think that I've had the reaction page open for a while, but I have dismissed magic as a miracle.
I don't know. It's counter spell that actually may be cast either on a general or yeah. So that is more of a if there's magic on something. So, for example, if I've got spell resist on me, you can dismiss the magic. There's a spell called Theists might not have it, but I think sorcerers have it, called counter spell.
At the end, it says I can use this with the counter spell reactive action.
Yeah. So the counter spell. So that is a reactive action that is out of order. So, for example, even though you've had your turn, you could actually say, I want to use up an action to actually... oh, no, hang on, to neutralize incoming spells. Yeah. So you can use up an action, okay, and then roll your devotion, your exhort, is it? Is it?
Exhort, yeah.
Yeah. So you can roll your. So you'll lose an action, and then if this comes off, so roll your exhort. Right. So that would because it's an opposed roll compared to mine. So mine was a 36 success, but yours is a crit, which means that you actually win the roll. Is this folk magic or?
This is I'm performing a miracle of my goddess, literally dismissing them.
Nice.
From casting a spell, I guess.
Yeah. So well, as this spell actually flies across to you, you see him spell casting. And because you also got a critical success, you don't lose any magic points from it. And the spell sort of like comes towards you, and it seems to be it seems to take on the form of almost like a flying piranha fish. No, not a piranha, almost like a squid. It takes on the form as he catches it of this squid coming towards your face with its tentacles outstretched, and you see it coming. You dismiss it with the power of Amriel and sort of like take it to one side. You're not too sure what the spell was or is, and that's because you don't know this spell. Okay, if you had known it, I would have. Yeah, nice. So yeah, so he's out now. Hazra, you're up. Are you muted?
Yeah.
I am muted us twice now. As we've seen what's just happened there, he wants to dash. Could I get between these two without going into combat?
Well, if it's the same like D&D rules about opportunity, so it depends whether or not. Where do you want to dash to?
I want to run to there and engage into combat.
Yeah. So what I'm going to say, you have a choice. I'll let you know the choices because you're actually coming through this combat at the moment. It's probably going to take you a little bit longer, so you'll probably not get right the way up to him. Mainly because, I mean, Cyrus has a 2-meter long glaive.
Oh, that's true. Well,
yeah.
The ones that press advantage, just saying.
Yeah, press advantage on the guy. Yeah, but you still got a 2-meter long. So I was just thinking. This is what I was thinking the other day. So if Cyrus is, if you're actually holding it, I figure it's like a meter because the rest of it are behind. So it's almost like, oops, let me.
Yeah.
It's quite. I was thinking, why won't it let me use my ruler?
It's like 1.6 meters if you're swinging it.
Exactly. So, but I'm quite happy for you to move through and sort of like end up here, just on the opposite side, or you could throw your spear.
Oh well, I was going to say
at Cyrus's one. There's probably enough. This guy is behind the actual altar.
Yeah.
So it won't be
it'd
be a hard, because he's got cover.
Do you know what? I'm going to make my way through while watching and being very careful.
Oh, I just had this vision of it going through and hitting the head and impaling this.
Someone's throwing a javelin with chariots of fire in the background.
Okay, and we're down to Hengist.
Hengist is he's going to try and attack. Well, he's not going to try and attack. He is going to attack this sea devil in front of him with a big, mighty two-handed blow of his sword. It's too big and mighty.
Too big and mighty, most definitely. And Ben is the last one.
Ben hungers to make Meroth happy, so he's gonna go. You said he was in combat with.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure because there's that small gap there. He's gonna swing that hammer like the crazy man he is.
I tell you what. Ben should have done is cast bludgeon on his weapon.
He should have. He was getting too excited and just sort of.
He was too busy trying to compete with Hengist.
Oh yeah, so that's that's actually a hit. So
sorry, I didn't put Benjamin's name there.
I just realised I'm not going. Did any of my other sea devils actually attack on 15?
I don't think they did.
I don't think they did. No. Thanks for reminding me, guys.
I assumed you were purposely not.
No, I'm not going to.
I thought that had lower initiative, to be fair, but.
Yeah, so no, it doesn't matter. We'll go from here because they're pretty tough in any case. So yours, Hengist missed, but Ben's hit. But I parry it, and our weapons are both the same size. So
the great hammer is an H. I assume that's huge.
Oh, is it huge? So in which case, but I have a funny feeling that it might be mine's medium, huge. Okay, then. So he actually stops none of the actual damage. So with his parry, so I need so that hammer is about the same size as the glaive. So I need a special hit location, and no, you don't get a special because I actually did manage to parry it. So, but I didn't absorb all the damage. It's a bit like I got my shield, but it came through onto my arm. So I just need hit location and damage.
Right in your 15?
Right in my 15.
For 6 damage.
Right in my 15 for 6 damage. This one. 15. That's my right arm for 6. Yeah, brilliant. You whack his arm. He's probably going to have a nasty bruise there in the morning, I tell you. And we're up to top of the round. And Bartleby, you are first up.
I'm out of action points. Bartleby is still dazed because that costs an action point to dismiss magic.
Oh,
so
that
Bartleby
is true.
is just dazed with the fading light of Amriel's miracle.
Cool. Cyrus, you're up.
I am gonna go for another attack.
Nice.
Yeah.
Roll away.
Dun, 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 dun. Ooh. But I'm gonna use my luck to reverse that. Or not
Okay.
reverse. Yeah, reverse it.
Yeah, cool. So the Sea Devil will parry, try to parry the attack. Oh no, yes, he can't attack, can't he? Because he's got press advantage on him. But he can parry. I'm going to use my second group luck point to reverse mine as well. What's the yours is large, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I need hit location and half damage.
All right, I'll just do hit location.
I love having
first.
luck points, can I just say? And I never need to worry about them. Wearing out. Can you see? I might well use them all up front.
Can't you be like Mr. Pickles and say, I'm going to use the 17th of, sorry, the first of my 17 group luck points?
Stop rubbing it in.
Sorry, where's 18 is... You're liking arms today, people.
Well, they get in the way.
So it'll be 4 damage altogether.
4 damage. Oh, yeah, that's... 4. Yeah. That's cool. Done. Okay, and then it's my turn to actually fire. Goblin person, Sea Devil person is firing a spell at you, Mr. Bartleby, again. He seems to be... Hazra, you can see this guy looks extremely angry. And he brings his arm back again and fires this flailing squid that looks like all of plasma as it comes towards you. He actually gets put off by the way Hazra's quickly approaching. And he fires it and it falls short and wraps itself around Hengist's head. No, it doesn't.
Oh, God.
It'll be the first time.
He sort of like starts to do it and he sort of like fires it out, but he suddenly sees Hazra coming up to him and he sort of like fumbles the spell and it dissipates. And then we've got combat round here. So yours has press advantage on it, Cyrus, so he can't attack. Who was it, Ben or Hengist that hit the guy last time? Ben.
Hengist failed. Ben did.
It's Ben.
I think.
So the demon, the Sea
Hengist,
Devil's going
the
to...
new creature.
Yeah,
It's your bro group.
Sea Devil is going to take a swipe at Ben. And he does hit Ben.
Ben has 1 action point left, so he could use his hammer style to try and parry.
Correct, yeah.
Which he is going to do, because he doesn't like being hit in the head.
Yeah, and he succeeds in the parry, so he'll take no damage from that blow at all. That's down to that now. And yeah, and that's me all done on 15. Hazra, you can now move that last little bit and engage.
So yes, I will. I'll step up and with one deft action, I will thrust my spear into him.
Is that 7?
7 damage. Yes. So special hit so special is impale. Hit location will be. So my wife put me off with her comment.
So did you roll your to hit?
No, I didn't, did I?
No.
So in this game,
Start
you
from
can't
the beginning.
You can't just sort of like walk up to somebody and automatically do damage.
Oh, do you know?
I think Haz was a little bit confused with the protection spell.
Medivac got embarrassed by his wife, and he got completely confuddled by it and didn't know up from down and left from right in his own name.
Yeah. So yeah, this this guy tries desperately to evade out of the way, so he sort of like throws himself to one side using his action pointer, which he does manage to do. So he misses the blow. You're still in combat, don't worry about that, but he's actually now prone on the ground there. So that's how she's done. Hengist.
Hengist is attacking. So
Nice.
he's going to take a nice... Oh, no, almost used the wrong dice roll. He's going to use a nice two-handed blow on this chap. Quickly bring his sword down. Yep, he gets the standard 62 on 76.
Nice. So I don't have any action points left, so I can't do anything to the blow. So you need special hit location damage.
Special will
This
be...
is the one that Ben whacked before, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, in his leg.
Special's going to be chest, and that's purely because Hengist is doing an overhand blow, so it would come down.
Sorry, you said the special is going to be chest. Do you mean?
So it's choose location.
Choose location.
Chest.
So you're going to do his chest. Yeah.
So he's doing choose location chest because he's doing an overhand downwards blow. So it's probably he's aiming at this right the clavicle, and then you want some damage. So two-handed. 6 points of damage.
Yeah. 6, 5. Yeah. You barely scrape. You dislodge some scales on his chest, but that's it. He's just like he's got like a minor wound there, and that's about it. Ben.
Ben is out of action points since he parried this round with his second.
Cool. Brilliant. So this then goes into combat turn 3 for anybody who's got actions. Bartleby, you won't. Cyrus, do you have any?
Yes.
Cool.
I'm going to attack again.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so he will use up his last action point to try desperately to parry against your mighty skill. Yeah, he so he does. Oh yes, but yours. What's your? Is yours large?
Yeah, large.
Yeah. So I do half damage. So just need hit location and some damage from you.
All right. Hit location is whatever one is.
It's a leg.
Leg. All right, and then glade. Ooh, baby.
Oh.
This
and
is...
then plus a 1d3. Once I get there. Oh, my bad.
Uh, 11.
So, are you gonna round up?
Yeah. So he
6 damage if you round up.
he needs to take 6 damage. Did you say? Oh yeah.
Yeah, if you round up.
Yeah. Hang on. I made a mistake there. I put it on the wrong leg as well. It's on his right leg, isn't it? Yeah.
What?
Yeah, right leg is a 1.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I faced his right leg. I was like,
Yeah, and his right leg. 6, did you say? 6. Yeah. Okay then. So he's still up. He looks like he's got a light wound there. They don't have. I don't have any actions left. So Hazra, if you have an action left, now you can use it.
I do. Yes, I will again. Now he's on the floor. I will take a stab at him.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So I need special hit location damage.
Impale.
Yeah.
You want a hit location, which
Yeah.
is going to be his right arm. And damage, you want 2 of those.
Yeah. So 2, and then let me know the biggest. Ow. Hope that one's
9.
9. So that
maximum damage.
So you whack him on the arm. He does need to. He's not as strong as the other, so he does need to make an endurance roll. Since he's got a serious wound, he does make that serious roll, so his arm is not out of action, but he can only parry, and he can only defend for 3 turns now. Hengist, do you have any left?
It has 1 left.
Yeah, cool.
So again, he will try and attack this creature of deeps, this devilish sea monster with his 2-handed sword, 2-handedly, and he gets this standard.
Yeah, nice. So special hit location and damage.
Special if you choose location chest again.
Yeah.
And then you want some damage.
I certainly do.
For a whopping 9 points of damage this time.
This was his. How much? 9.
9 points of damage.
That's 9, 8. Yeah, so he's nicely serious wounds now, so he needs to make his endurance roll, which he does, which means that he's not out of the action. So hang on, what was your?
I got a 25 on a 76.
He's got an
so
81. So he succeeds. So he's still up and fighting. Brilliant.
If I can interrupt really quick.
Yeah.
Since it would be Benjamin's turn, I want to know if he could spend a point of luck to go crazy with a hammer.
Yeah, he can use a point of luck to get an extra action. That's not a problem at all.
He's just gonna swing wildly. He's devoting himself to Mara.
Nice.
I believe so.
That hits. I don't have any action points left now, so he a special first.
Oh, right. He's going with stun.
Yeah,
yes,
nice.
Stun.
Yeah.
And then his location would be chest, unless you want me to reroll.
No, that's chest. So is that that's when you say stun location? Do I always forget whether or not I have a whatchamacallit for it? Do I have to?
I can go to the page really quick.
I think
I'll just
using
if the blow overcomes armor points and injures the target, the defender must make an opposed roll of endurance versus the original attack roll.
So here's my endurance roll.
You'll probably beat my 24.
Yeah.
You right did.
I certainly did. So nothing happens there. If I'd failed it, it would have been incapacitated. And a blow to the torso causes the defender to stagger, winded, only able to defend. Nice one. But I'm sorry.
There's the slappy damage.
Yeah. So this is why I think this is what I was saying in the whatchamacallit, the Discord, in the sense that large weapons do a huge amount of damage, and I just feel that there needs to be some kind of almost like disadvantage to them.
Yeah,
because
so.
otherwise you literally might as well all carry pikes.
I was looking at the great sword. It's something like 2d8.
Yeah,
or something like that. So if Hengist, for example, if Hengist was to have it, that's 2d8 plus 1d2.
Yeah,
big damage mod. That is just ridiculous.
But what I'm going to do, because I said in the Discord that it's up to you guys. However you want to play things is up to you. But what I'm going to do, I think, is I don't want monsters to be easy walkovers. You know, I mean, 12 points of damage. I mean, that could virtually take out. It doesn't. It doesn't actually. Where did it go, by the way?
Oh, it would
Chest.
Yeah, I'm just seeing how much. This was the one that Hengist attacked.
Yeah,
had been chest attacking.
Yeah, so that would just 12 points of damage. I mean, even with taking off his armor, it's a huge. I mean, that blow would actually 12. It wouldn't actually kill him outright, but or stun him, but because it's mainly already because you've hit him, Hengist, so he's down. So he's going to make. I just need to make an endurance roll against your original attack again. What was your original attack?
24.
24. So yeah, so you're high. So he's out of it. He's actually. I think what I really enjoy doing now is trying to increase the monsters so they're more of a threat.
Mm-hmm.
It's scary. Well, it's not. It's got scarier. Put it that way.
Yeah, but I no, but I mean,
and I've noticed their skill rolls. They're a lot higher.
Yeah, but I still feel that they're almost like a walk in the park.
No, because you almost took me out in the first. I was one good damage roll away from dying.
Yeah, I know. But that was just like, I think the situation was like that. For example, if Hengist or if Ben or somebody had been in that area, you know, first up. I mean, if Ben or Hengist had been there, then I think it would have, you know, and I think
a bit different.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's all combat turn 3 gone. So we're going back up to the top of the round for combat round 2, and we come to you, Bartleby, first.
Bartleby would be moving, seeing that the water goblin sea devil is down here, or knocked down, I should say. He would feel comfortable enough to run to the sacrificial altar to try and save the lady.
Okay, yeah. So you can run up there. So just move yourself there. You she doesn't look good at all. She looks very purple and bloated. You're not too sure whether or not she's blue from the cold or blue from lack of blood flow, etc. Are you planning on casting a spell, or?
I guess now that I see that she's blue, I'm trying to see if she's still alive, I guess.
Okay then, so use your action to roll a healing check for me, please.
To be fair, guys, she probably has a great personality.
Yes, exactly.
Are you okay? Can I use a point of luck to?
Yeah, so that'll be 56. You. Whatever's wrong with her, she's literally on the brink of death. You know, she's so close. Her soul has started to pull away from the material body. We're that close to death. Probably another 2 gasps of air, and that will finish her off. Cyrus, off you go.
Was my press advantage still in attack?
No, so that does. If you remember, he couldn't attack the round before, so it's just 1 turn. So we've had so we're on to combat round turns. So he has all his action points left and can attack.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna go in for another attack.
Yeah,
my
cool. So fire away. 11, yeah, so that's a nice hit. So he will try to parry it with his oh look, we got exactly the same. So you've got the bigger weapon, so I take half your damage. I think with large weapons, etc., you can actually. No, what I need to do, I know what I need to do. I need to get large shields. Because I think shields can be very large, can't they?
Shields can be huge.
Yeah.
If you have a like the equivalent of what the Romans used.
Yeah.
It's huge.
And I was also thinking then I can actually passive block.
You can passive block up to. think it's 5
Yeah.
or more
that's
locations.
cool.
We'll
Four.
never be able to kill those street urchins.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'm going to give them to my street. Yeah, thank you. A tower shield. That's what I was looking for.
All right,
What's
hold
this?
on. I still got one more thing.
Did you say? Are you pressing advantage? Is that what your special?
No,
was?
well, because he passed the glade, would there be a special if he passes parry?
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Sorry, I see what you mean. So so he'll take 1 point.
So yeah, 1 point damage.
1 point of damage to where
Really
was,
getting that armor, guys.
right arm. Oh, that's interesting. That actually means that he has to have an endurance check because his hit points are actually down to 0, which he's fine. Yeah, so that's Cyrus done. This guy is on the floor, isn't he, Hazra?
Yes, he's impaled on the floor.
Yeah. So he is going to. I don't think he will. He will do this spell. So he's impaled on the floor, and you notice that he lifts his one of his hands up and staying on the floor. He sort of like puts it near his chest, and you see this kelp sort of like come out from his hand and make contact with his body. And nothing happens because I failed my roll. Okay, then that's that one. This guy will have a swing at you, Cyrus. This is actually at hard. Oh no, hang on. No, he doesn't have a swing at you because he's got a serious wound. Because it's 0. Let's see how many turns he can only 3. Yeah. So he can only defend for 3. So he's got press advantage on first, and then 3 rounds on top of that. So Hazra, what would you like to do? You're up next.
I would like to pull my spear out. So
Oh, nice.
I'm going to put my. It's in his arm. Is his arm? His right arm. So he's going to put his foot on the wrist of his right arm and pull his spear up as hard as he can.
So, you're not the one with my no. Cyrus is my.
I don't have my
yeah. So this is just a normal brawn roll for you for your
action. I
action.
just have skill and panache, but not today. But I will use a point of luck to re-roll that.
Nice.
Please.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, you dumb. This is why I fail every time. Oh
no, that's nice, and you pull it out. So, what was your damage going in?
9 was going in.
9. So that will be 5, won't it? And that was his arm. Was it his? Yeah.
His right arm.
Right arm. Yeah. Yeah. Okay then. So that actually whacks him quite nastily. And he needs to roll his endurance. It's actually a hard skill, which he fails, and he sort of like collapses unconscious, possibly dead, etc. Hengist, what would you like to do on 13?
Hengist is he's going to make his way to the sacrificial lady. And Bartleby, and then with a free action, he will lean his sword against the thing, and then he wants to draw his dagger ready to cut her down.
Yeah, she's not. She's just draped over it.
Oh, she draped over. I assume she's lashed down. Well, yeah.
No,
in that case, he will,
she's so close to death. She doesn't actually need to be lashed down. She's virtually.
I assume she was tied down to the thing. In that case, Hengist will make his way up to her and
give her the kiss of life.
I was about to say he was going to try and pick her up, but Hengus has had
Oh
very
no!
bad experience.
No.
You're
This
not good at
is-
picking
these
people
like stairs.
up.
That's it. He's got one action, so that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's moving up there.
Okay then. What does Ben want to do on this round?
As Ben is devoted to Marath, he's going to charge for the next person, swinging his hammer
Yeah.
wildly. That would be over here if he can. Is there room for him to walk
Well,
off that?
I like kissing a fish. Somebody just said. Tex, how do you know what kissing a fish is like? Just and do you know what I'm thinking about in my head? And I'm not. We're going to discuss it in a second. I'm just thinking about something about weapons. Ben can sort of like head over there, but this guy can only sort of like parry for another 4 turns, which means that Cyrus and Hazra, you're going to quite easily finish yours off because it's prone on the ground and not good. It can only attack. So yeah, so these sea devils are dead. Hazra, can you just make a perception roll for me, please?
Certainly.
Yeah, you hear some almost like muffled voices around here.
Mm.
Oh, right.
I'll whisper to the others. There's somebody else to the north here. Can you bring a light?
I'll walk that way.
Yeah, so as you turn around the corner, just to let you know, just in this area here, half in the water and half out the water, there's tied up 2 humans with linen clothes just barely covering and being modest in the light. They seem to be tied up and gagged. Hence the muffled voices that you could hear, Hazra. They do seem to be alive and active. You can see that they're quite bruised and battered, but they are actually alive. So, Bartleby, what are you going to do with this woman? Are you casting spell or not?
I'm just not. I don't have any miracles that can really bring somebody back at this level, because I can heal single locations.
Yeah.
For 1 devotion point at a time. So at most I could heal 4 locations, and that's assuming it's just like that minimal. I can cure disease and poison, but if somebody's like this level, I don't think I have any miracles that I
so
can
she
perform.
in game terms, she's probably got a major wound, and is almost like if she had 7 points on one part of her body, they're probably all down to -7 now. So it's up to you what you cast. You know, do you want to stabilize her or?
If you do on her chest, like imagine the equivalent of CPR. If you heal wounds on her chest, like for her lunge or something, maybe that will play a role.
I don't think it's going to work, but Bartleby is more optimistic than me, so he's going to do his best before having to use late arrest. Here it is,
Yeah.
And here it is.
So what was that on her chest?
Yep, he's trying to do
Yeah.
CPR, I guess.
So that looks that's probably stabilized her chest. I would say that you definitely needs to do it on her abdomen and head as well, because she's got internal injuries. You don't have. Do you have an abdomen? Do you have chest and abdomen?
We do. They're
Yeah,
separate.
that's what I thought. Yeah, so you're almost like stabilizing her core. So with another 2 exalt rolls and 2 magic points, she'll be away. She'll just be stabilized. She won't be fit enough to
Yeah.
walk.
And I'll be basically out of devotion at that point.
Ooh, interesting dilemma. Let the person die or use up your devotion points to save her.
What's the lawfully good healer gonna do?
What is the person who always wants to protect?
Do the right thing.
Yeah.
But if I use up all of my devotion and Amriel has left us, then
Well, you still have your little prayers.
We still got Maroth. We've still got Maroth.
Maroth isn't helping you guys here.
I'm not too sure what Amriel would actually say, you know, if...
I'm shocked about the deliberation. To be
Yeah,
honest.
I am as well. I would have thought he would have just said, doing it.
It is what Bartleby would do. And I think as much as it hurts me to drain my pool, it's time to make an
Knock her on
attempt
the
at
head.
saving.
Okay then,
Saving this
so
lady.
this will be 2 more rolls. Okay then, I'm going to say, because it's draining you of your devotion pool, that it's going to work. Just roll them. If you get a crit with your any of your 2 rolls, then you'll have 1 left, but that's fine, and that's fine. Look, are those... Oh, I thought those 2 rolls were exactly the same, but it's not. It's 62 and
1
63.
point,
Yeah, so she's stabilized. You notice that her breath that was really shallow starts to sort of like take on a regular beat, rhythm, sorry. She seems to be stabilized. She might actually lose an arm or a leg. They look quite black and dangerous in places. Hazra and Cyrus, you're over by the 2 people. What would you like to do?
Well,
I signal for Hazra to untie them.
yeah, as you see these people in the cage, we'll go running forward.
Yeah, so you
and
can
lock it.
take out your knife, etc., and get them out. They look.
Can I throw a spear?
Yeah,
Between them.
yeah. Kebab them both and then put them like on a fishing stick.
That's right.
Yeah, so you can sort of like help them. They're very grateful to see you, and they were worried that they were going to get butchered, etc. And they seem to be from the slum areas.
Yes. I said, my name is Hazra. We have come to save you.
Yeah, and they're sort of like very grateful, and the woman sort of like throws her arms round you and gives you a hearty hug. And there's definitely a smell of body or odor and urine and, you know, various nastiness. And the Cyrus, as you're stood there holding your mighty glaive with the flame alight, you suddenly notice that even though you're on higher ground, that the water is... There's sort of like a centimetre of it now, and you can see it's actually flowing from this area through into this area here with the water, which would mean only one thing, that the tide is going up, which means that
We're running out of time.
yeah.
All right, I asked them if they, the 2 people we just saved, I asked them if they know, you know, how long you've been here and if they know any other way out.
They said that they've only been here a couple. They were sort of like abducted a couple of nights ago. You think when you were around, if you remember, the night that Bartleby heard a scream. Sort of like that night, and they when you say, do you know a way out, they said yes, there's an entrance that leads out to the sea that will get us out of here.
All right.
Can I just quickly ask as well, as you were saying, you've been here a couple of days. How high does the water get in this room?
She said it floods the cave. The sea devils made us drink something that actually knocked us out, and then we woke up wet and bedraggled. We think it was some kind of drug.
Great.
We need
And all
to
this
go.
time, I'm gonna quickly run over to the main guy over here. Leaving them that light, I guess. And I'm going to check, see if he had anything on him that might help us out, and or that little statue thing that was stolen from the ship.
Yeah, so you notice that the little statue thing is on his side of the altar. That's why nobody saw it before. It's literally down here, and it's sort of like propped up on the edge of the altar. And you think it's probably some kind of religious or occultist idol, something like that. It seems to be almost like the head of a human that actually has like a octopus or squid draped round it in some way.
Got it. All right. I'm gonna take. Yeah, I'm probably gonna grab that. Is there anything else on his inventory, like that drugged?
No,
drug
he has
thing or
a
anything?
he has a drum and a drumstick.
Drumstick. Oh, cool. We can. Yeah, boogie.
He was definitely a spellcaster.
Okay. So
And that first spell would have really. You're lucky that you dismissed that one, Baldwin.
Ooh.
Was
I'm
that
lucky
like a
that
silence or
Amriel
something?
dismissed it.
Yeah.
All right. I think we should boogie and get out of here now. I shout that out to everybody.
Yeah,
I
so
agree to Fengist, and he will sheath his sword and go to carefully pick this sacrificial lady up.
Yeah.
To carry her.
Cool. Brawn roll then, please.
Fengist has got stronger since the last time he carried someone.
Do you want to know? Everybody was holding their breath then. It's just like, please do not flip her off the table.
I would be most mad.
Just out of
What now
interest.
is it acrobatics to get down from that ledge?
Yeah. do you want to know if she had been tipped over, I would have broken one of her elbows or something. It's like, rather than her head. I wouldn't
I
go
will change my luck.
against your thing. Okay then, so you Hengist, you pick up this semi comatose woman. The two other people are happy enough to follow you. They seem to be barefooted, but the majority of the path is like water, etc. And so you do quickly make your way. Do you know, I've been waiting for this moment for ages. I'm so looking forward to hearing Cyrus's. Look, Hazra, just bring it close to me, Hazra, and I will move you. We're not leaving you behind. There you go. There you go. And so, yes, so you, once upon a time in Ravenloft, I rolled multiple falls climbing a tree and hit every branch going down. That's like, good done. Excellent. So you make your way back through the cavern. And you come to the entrance, and by the time you get to the entrance, the water is definitely coming in. Even in the areas that were just water, it's now knee deep. And in the areas that were not water, they're sort of like half calf deep as you go in. And as you get to the entrance, you can see the water, the tide is coming in, and it's gradually getting further and further. And there's those little waves, you know, that sort of like come in, and every time, and then it comes in again, and it's again.
All right. So once we get to the entrance, only thing I can think of doing I want to peer out to see if I see any ships or boats or anything.
Okay then. And what's everybody else doing? If somebody
Ashley wants to check for
trapped.
trap for another way around without having to go in the water, or is our boat still there? It's gone, or
The boat's gone. Do you mean coming the rest of the actual entrance to see whether or not there's an exit in the cave? Yeah.
yes?
Okay, then that's cool. What's Hengist? What will you be doing? You've got this woman over
I'm holding
you.
this woman, so
Yeah.
I'm being careful. So I'm thinking, how? So I can't remember from last time. Was it kind of like the sea went into the cave and then we got off onto the ledge inside the cave, or did we get off outside?
Originally, you went from boat onto the ledge of the cave.
Okay.
Now that is under
depth,
sort of like calf length of water.
Okay.
You're pretty not able to do a lot while you're carrying this
woman.
woman.
Able to do a lot.
Do you want to do anything, or does?
He's probably going to walk to the edge of the cave, and
So Cyrus is actually at the entrance.
so he'll be
moment.
standing next behind
Yeah.
Cyrus, and he will sort of be starting to panic a little bit.
Okay, and
yeah.
hang on, because and Bartleby. What's
Yeah.
Bartleby and Ben doing?
Bartleby is the dread of what's about to happen is kind of dawning on him as he sees that there's no boat out there. So he's going to pull a small glass vial. I think you know the one I'm talking about, with the centipede in it, with the juice that I got from the fortune teller across the
Yeah.
continent.
I think he said that she said it would bring you good fortune.
Yeah, that's what she said. But she also spit in my hand and gave me a weird, like fortune.
So are you going to
telling.
drink it?
Yeah, Bartleby's gonna pull it out and say, "I thought that this would be part of a ritual to summon the dragon Cassini to solve other problems, but I mean, if we're going to drown now, I may as well find out."
Okay
what
then.
this does.
Cyrus, you give me a perception roll. Hazra, you make your way using all your knowledge of survival, etc. And anywhere that you haven't been, like down this corridor or in between, there's a few dead ends there, here and there, but there seems to be no visible way out at all. You gaze out to sea, and it just seems to be quite barren. As you look out, you notice that there's no boats there. There seems to be a half-eaten sailor being washed backwards and forwards before you, which was the person who fell off the boat. You don't think he probably was eaten by the sea devils, by the way.
Really?
Yeah. It looks like his... You never saw anything that was eaten. There was a lot of things that was snapped off or torn off, but you never saw anything that was eaten. This definitely looks very ragged. Maybe it could be like a big shark. Like what do you call those really big sharks from Stone Age times? There's a
Megalodons.
yeah,
Megalodon?
a megalodon. It could be something.
I have an idea.
Right, hang on. So
Yeah.
so you're. It might be that, but you can see the body. And Bartleby, you're going to sweep the potion.
And I'm going to eat the centipede because I assume you have to chew it up for the potion.
Very much so. And so as it goes into your stomach, as you try to swallow it, and the centipede is down the wrong way, you have to turn it round and it drops down. And yeah, could you roll your endurance roll for me, please?
And Bartleby drank arsenic.
I would never put arsenic in it. Maybe bleach. So you feel quite weird. And I'd just like to point you out that you have been carrying this potion round for a huge amount of time.
Yes, it's
Okay.
probably gone bad.
No, it's absolutely fine because it never goes bad, because it's actually a potion of good fortune, which allows the drinker to actually request a certain action to happen. Okay, so you could ask for anything for somebody coming back to life, or missing. Probably coming back to life is not the right term, but almost like dodging out of the way. It's for you, or you can you could do anything that you literally wanted with it, but it does.
You could have your hands cured.
Well, yes, you could have done. You could do. But you do have the option to make good fortune come your way. It's only one action. And
Save us, or I could die with pretty hands.
well, yeah. Or you could save yourself.
Only my...
You don't have to. But anyway, it's a fortune. It's a potion of good fortune. So you have you can make good fortune happen to you now. So it could be the rest of the party can benefit from it as well.
Okay.
It can't magically teleport you anywhere.
I have an idea, actually. And of course, this is up to whatever you say. I think since Bartleby's start to his adventures was getting saved by priestesses of Amriel, found him injured on the side of the road and brought him in, healed his hands mostly. I would hope perhaps that Amriel gave a strange vision to one of the members of the church, and they worked on getting a boat perhaps to come sail about here.
Okay,
The priestesses of Amriel saving us again.
Okay then.
Or
So the important thing is that you see one of your Cyrus, you see this as well. You sort of like look round and there's no boat, everything, and you think shh. And then you turn around again and you see this what appears to be an acolyte at the bow of a boat, which is being rowed towards the cave entrance. And you see that they sort of like this acolyte sees you and go, they're here, the vision was correct. And he sort of like rows down to you and allows you to embark onto the boat to actually take you safely back to Lindowe. Bartleby, that potion needs to be removed, but it's really interesting that you've had that potion for all the times, and I was always wondering whether or not certain events you would actually pull it out as a last attempt, a last remedy for a bit of good fortune. So you don't have it anymore. Your good fortune is done, and it's done and dusted, which means that you can make your way back up to Lindowe, and
Us and the 3 people we saved, correct?
That's what I was about to say, in the sense that as you bring these people back from the sea devils themselves, there's much celebration. The senior surgeons and healers, Bartleby, of your church, take over the care of the woman. They're much better at healing and using spells than your good self. And they sort of like start to actually take them off. And the 2 people that you saved are just 2 slum. Sorry, I shouldn't say just slum dwellers, but people from the actual slums. And they people sort of like comment that they if they had any money, they would give it to you as saviors of their family members, and they offer you a couple of loaves of bread and a few well washed turnips that they sort of like offer to you in payment for their for rescuing them. And they, even though you say no, we do not need, they insist. So you get 2 loaves of bread. They seem to be very hard on the outside, and when you actually break one open, they seem to have some kind of maggot or mealworm inside it. But the turnips look quite edible, and you sort of like go back, and the people of the slums are grateful for your what you did to save them. And yes, Bartleby, they proclaim you savior of the slums
Yes.
in a great amount. Do you have a slum passion?
I do not.
I think you should have one now for all the wonderful work you are actually doing. Let me just think, and then we can finish there. Let's just have a look. Let's see what would be a suitable passion for it. I think a group of people.
I have friend of the guards, perhaps savior of the slums.
Yeah. So I think there'll be 2 different ones, but here we go. Organized group of people. That's it. So it will start off at 30% plus your power plus your intelligence. Savior of the
Like you
slum.
pick my best
The
characteristics.
Amriel.
Yeah, so this almost like makes you known even more now, a bit like Hengist's fame warrior. And Hengist, I'm actually going to give you 5% onto your famed warrior, because the woman who you rescued is eventually comes round and learns that you carried her all the way, and you sort of like do mention that Bartleby helped, and she sort of like says, but he's a man of the cloth and you are a strapping man of great wealth. And she just seems to be one of the slum people, but I think that probably acts on you, it gives you a little bit of a push for your famed warrior. It's definitely a story that people might talk about.
It's like the carving his way through the sea
Yeah.
creatures to get to,
Exactly.
and then carrying her out.
So I'm going to give you people who get the full amount of experience points. I'm going to give you 5 experience points, and Hengist, you'll get 2.5, which we'll round it up on this point and give you 3, and that includes Ben's as well, if we can think about him, or I'll sort his out. So you've got 5 experience rolls for next time. And what's the date next week? Is it Halloween next week, or do we have a week after that? I think we got
We have a week after that.
The week after,
So next week we can play. The week after that, I'm doing a jump scare video when I'm playing a horror game. So that'll be a rest week that week.
Have you seen that Twitch are giving away a lot of? I'm sure it's Twitch. A lot of horror games ready for next weekend.
Oh, that's nice. I'll have to have
Sure. Yeah.
I'll have to have a look. The last time I played Outlast, and I was jumping more about people donating bit sound rather than the actual monsters.
That's sort of the battery life on the camera, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I hated
I
it.
like it.
Hated it. There's a door, and I just said no, I'm not going in. Who would go into a darkened room in a haunted house with a camera that is about
Pickles,
to
clearly.
The same people are running a straight line when somebody's
Yeah.
face, you know.
Yeah.
It's just like, what? So, yeah, thank you for coming along and joining us tonight. I really hope you've enjoyed it. A bit of a different rule set for you. We will be back next week. And when we will pick, or the party will either pick up the merchant story or the mercenary stories, it's going to be M&M's all round. That was a good segue. That was really good. I like that. Thank you for coming along and joining us. I really do appreciate it. Well done, party. You managed to escape via Bartleby's good fortune. And yeah.
And the caterpillar.
And a
I
caterpillar.
have to do some weird improv there.
Well,
Yeah.
it's good because Haggis was about to start cutting his armor away and then going outside the cave to see if he could climb up, see if he could get the bug tied
Oh,
up.
that would have been classic.
I was gonna try to turn into or try to get the attention of the Megalodon.
Yeah, get him to line up so you just walk across.
Well, literally, that's what I was gonna do.
Just Jason Statham. You'd be fine.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Yeah,
right.
that was Haggis' plan. Get the bug tied tight.
One
Climbing.
tequila. Tech said, one tequila shot later, a miracle. And yeah, and
Ariel is awesome like that.
And Bartleby needs to do some serious praying to get his devotion pulled back. Thank you to the players. Thank you to you coming along and joining us. We'll see you next week. I will be streaming tomorrow in the morning and in the afternoon. Black Desert, followed by ESO. So do come along and join me. Until then, please remember to carry on having fun, stay safe, stick to the rules, and we'll be out of this lockdown business before you know it. Until next time, look after yourselves, and bye-bye. Say bye-bye, people. Are you waving?
Bye,
Bye,
people.
people.
Bye.
This video is sponsored by the Design Mechanism, the makers of Mythras. Mythras is a registered trademark of the Design Mechanism Inc., used with permission. All rights reserved.